Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Almost Martha. Guess what that is behind me? No, it's not my birthday. Seriously, that's not my number, just to be clear. But it is the number of today's episode. Today, this marks the 100th recipe that I have posted to YouTube and the Almost Martha website. Woohoo! Let's hear it, everybody. 100. So I've picked a very special recipe for today, right out of the Leopard Family Cookbook. It is my favorite cake. This was my most requested birthday cake from my mom, chocolate chip pound cake. And here it is in her handwriting. So, special recipe, special day, 100, woohoo! Very exciting. So hang with me and let's make this very special cake together, a chocolate chip pound cake. This recipe is really super easy because we're just combining. So remember, it was like the 70s, right? So we're putting together a Duncan Hines cake mix, yellow cake mix. We have some Jell-O pudding and we have lots of chocolate. And we're going to start with this. So you can get baking chocolate. We got a really nice semi-sweet bar. And this was my job as a kid. And I didn't like it one bit, but it had to be done for this cake. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to start grating. Let's see, whichever is easiest. This has a bottom, so it's going to catch the shavings as I put it in, but I think they're going to fly away a little bit. So I'm just going to put it on this. We don't want to miss any of the chocolate goodness. So we need 4 ounces of grated chocolate. This was always my job. And because I love this cake so much, I would happily stand there and grate this chocolate. We did not have a finger guard like I have here with these gloves, so I did scrape my fingers, quite a bit. My mom was a terrific baker. This was a cake not only I loved, but lots of other people loved. I think cousin Tracy also loved this recipe. She would request it for her birthday as well. So it's a good one. It's a good one. And if you have any little pieces that are just too small for you to grate, that's fine, because we're also going to add some chocolate chips to this recipe. So it was, Almost Martha was born when I had my kitchen remodeled and I got my fabulous La Cornue stove. If you want to know more about La Cornue, I have a little mini documentary about them on the website. But it was also a way for me to, stay in touch with Mom a bit more. We lived in different states, and while I would go see her pretty often, we sort of talk about the episodes and what I was making, and she would watch them, and she turned other people on to watching it. So it was it was a good thing. And I always said hi, Mom, in every episode. And even though she's no longer with us, I still say hi, Mom. So I'm just this is gonna take a little bit of time. because there's a whole bar here I have to do. But we'll just keep going. We'll just keep going. And I can check back in with you when I'm a little closer. If you have small children, you can have them do this for you too. All right. So we're going to start with yellow cake mix. Now, you can buy any kind of yellow cake mix that you want, but my mother always insisted on Duncan Hines. Duncan Hines, in her opinion, was the best and most moist cake mix that you could buy. So, Duncan Hines yellow cake mix. This is the perfectly moist classic yellow. And to make it even more moist, we're going to add some Jell-O. So this is one normal package of Jell-O, like 3.4 ounces. And this is going to go right on top of the cake mix. This, while it's a pound cake, it's not as dense as a normal pound cake. It's much lighter, and it is very moist, and that's really important. So we'll start with the oil. Now the recipe says 1 cup oil, but you can use a little less. So that's what I'm going to do. I have about 2/3 of a cup of oil, and I'm going to put that in. I think that's going to be just fine. And we're going to put 1 cup of whole milk. That goes right in. Kind of helps wash the oil out there. And now I'm going to work on my eggs. I don't like to put it right in. My mother said, "How would you like it if you found a piece of eggshell in your cake?" That would not be very nice, and I have to agree. And you never know with eggs if that shell is going to be really super delicate and shatter, if it's going to be really hard. So it's just best to be on the safe side. Crack the eggs separately and then put them in your cake mix. Okay. And now I'm going to add, just going to put this on there. Gonna take that down, lift it up. Everything's in place. Now we're going to beat this for about 5 minutes. You don't want to overbeat it, but we want all the ingredients to get all mixed together. Okay. I'm going to make my own little addition. I'm just going to add a little bit of vanilla bean paste in here to give it a little richer flavor. Okay, we don't want to overbeat it. So normally when I made this cake, I was making it with a little hand mixer. These mixers are much more efficient. So I just beat it, I guess, for about 3 minutes. And that's just fine. So get your little beater out of there, your whisk. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, now we're gonna add that chocolate. So this is the grated chocolate. Do this without getting it all over myself. It's right in the batter. And now the recipe calls for 6 ounces of chocolate chips. So back in the day, you could buy a 6-ounce or a 12-ounce bag of chocolate chips. Well, I thought I could just take this and half it, you know, but it's not 12 ounces anymore. It's only 10 ounces. So a little bit of shrinkflation there on my chocolate chips. And I did get mini semi-sweet, so I had to weigh this so I could get the correct amount of ounces. So 6 ounces of chocolate chips. I'm using mini ones. They didn't have mini ones when I was younger, so the mini ones, probably won't sink to the bottom as much as those bigger ones do. Oh, this is it. This is it. Oh, yes, I love this cake. Before I put it in the pan, I just have to say, this was such a wonderful thing for my mom to do, and she did it, 20 years ago. She wanted to make sure that we had a lot of recipes that were really meaningful to us. So, moms, if you're out there, just start putting together your favorite recipes. I think my cousin puts them in a notebook and, keeps them all together for her family. But this was such a wonderful gift. She gave it one to me and one to my brother. And the most wonderful thing is that it's in her handwriting too. So this is an heirloom you can hand down in your family, and it will be really meaningful for those that are left behind. But love it, love it, love it. Great thing for you to do. Okay, now we're gonna get ready just to put this in the oven. See, I told you it was easy. Easy, easy, easy. Great recipe, right? And now I'm just gonna spray this. This was also my other job as a child, was to literally take shortening or butter and wipe it in the pan and flour it and then dump it out. And now you just gotta spray. So this is a baking spray that contains, like shortening and flour. So we wanna make sure our cake doesn't stick. I have my oven set to 325. It's going to bake on a slightly lower temperature. Oh, look at that beautiful batter. So it's got 2 kinds of chocolate in there. So good. And that pudding is going to keep everything nice and moist. And using oil instead of butter will also help keep it nice and moist and soft. So here we go. If you don't have a pan like this, you can also use a tube pan. I think she's used both with this recipe. So, and I can't remember where she got it, but it was made many, many a time. Many, many a time. And boy, did we love it. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna clean up little drips and drabs here so they won't burn. Okay, fantastic. Oh, I love this cake. All right, into the oven, 325, and it's gonna bake for about 1 hour. Okay, here we are. Here we are. So I'm gonna take my trusty toothpick. I'm gonna put it right in the center. I see chocolate, that's fine. But dough is not clinging, so I think that means it's done. So I just have it to get some air underneath it. We're gonna let it cool for about 5 minutes or so, and then we're gonna invert it and let it continue to cool. Boy, it sure smells good. It smells just like I remember. All right, so we don't want it to sit too long in that pan. So we'll just put our cake plate down. And now we're gonna do the big invert. Okay. And there you go. Always a relief when you hear that cake fall. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I smell that chocolate. Man, man, man. All right, so now we're gonna let this cool completely. Then we're gonna top with just a little bit of confectioner's sugar to make it look pretty, but the cake from my childhood. I love it, I love it. All right, Now we just gotta wait. Be a little patient. Be a little patient. Okay. See you in a few minutes. And here we are. What a beautiful cake. Beautiful cake. All right, I'm gonna take, I have some confectioner's sugar, and I'm just gonna kind of go over the top just a little bit. A nice little pretty topping. Oh, how great is that? How great is that? Looks great, doesn't it? All right, I'm gonna cut a piece. All right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that looks great. Looks great. And it looks very moist. Looks very moist. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Back to my childhood. Mm. 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 Oh, yeah. Oh, that is really good. It's so easy. And so chocolatey. So chocolatey. Oh, man. That really takes me back. That is one fine cake right there. So, I hope you try it. Lord knows it is easy to do. And it's our fabulous 100th anniversary or 100th recipe posting. Very exciting. This is the cake. This is the bomb. This might even be your next birthday cake. So, if you want this recipe, just go to almost-martha.com where you'll find this along with all of the other recipes that I've done. And I hope you try it. I hope you try it. Trust my mom. It's a good recipe. Thanks so much for stopping by. 100! 100! So, we'll see you next time right here on Almost Martha, where we'll have 101. Okay.